Why, hello there, guys, gals, and the name for the back of your knee, which isn't invented yet. My name is Shonigmatic, and this is Pokemon Sapphire, but specifically Sinking Sapphire, which is a hard ROM hack thing. For instance, each gym leader has 6 Pokemon, and there's a lot more encounters, and a lot of other tweaks that I don't know off the top of my head and don't want to talk about right now. I just wanted to do this brief preface before I get into the fast cut action by saying this is in fact a Nuzlocke, so regular Nuzlocke rules apply. I have to nickname each of my Pokemon, which I do except for the first one, but there's a canon nickname in my head for that one. I also, if a Pokemon dies, it is gone forever, and you only get the first encounter on each route. Those are the basic Nuzlocke rules. However, I will be doing Hardcore Nuzlocke rules, which are no items in battle, mainly. And also, there is a level cap of the gym leader's ace at every single gym. With those rules out of the way, I'm going to cut to me picking my starter, and then it's going to be really rapid pace from there. Alright, so for my first starter, I thought about it, and really Mudkip or Torchic is a fantastic choice, but I went with Torchic for a fire type. I realize there's a lot more Pokemon in this game, but still, fire types are renowned for being more difficult to come across. My Torchic is in fact of relaxed nature, which thankfully the game comes with this, for instance, the red defense and blue speed coloration means that it's a higher defense and lower speed, which isn't great by any means for Torchic, but thankfully speed boost and other moves I can get later will compensate for that. Okay, so I skipped all the way to my first Pokemon trainer battle. I cut out a lot of this. It's just back and forth growls for a while, which is kind of worthless, but for me it increases my speed. And then we were almost dead with 2 HP, and we landed the final hit. Now we don't have Pokeballs yet, and by my rules, that wouldn't have killed us. We did in fact first encounter a Starly. This is gonna go really fast. I didn't realize how fast I had cut this up. Our second encounter is a Starly that we named Wigglefeet. Torchic's name is Ticklefeet canonically. I'm glad we got our Starly before the Poochyena because it died. This is going really fast. That's alright, I can keep up. Torchic learned Peck, and then we went for our third encounter up above the town, which was a Patrat, which I was severely disappointed in, but will actually prove quite a reliable companion later, thanks to Hypnosis. We named him Swirly, and then we moved on to the left of the town, and we got, oh no, this is where I realized there was a Riolu in the grass instead of a Patrat, which I would have rather had like 8,000 times. Wigglefeet learned Wing Attack. We killed the Nidoran, which was also up there, which would also have been better than Patrat. We grabbed some Pokemons at the store. Next episode, I will add in more time for me to discuss what's happening, and I think later in the episode I do as well. Our fourth encounter is a Ralts, which is phenomenal, provided I can keep it alive long enough to get it to a Gardevoir, because this thing is fragile as all hell. I named it Serenade for no particular reason. Did not get Fire Spin, because Fire Spin is worthless garbage. This was basically 30 minutes of recording, just for this 3 minutes of this episode so far. I do slow down later in the editing, but I think I went a little hard with the editing to begin with. Our next encounter to the left was, in fact, Psyduck. So we have 2 psychic types, but more importantly, we have a water type, which is going to be vital for the first gym, because again, she has 6 Pokemon, and they're all rock, so obviously water type is going to help a lot, whereas psychic type doesn't do anything in this scenario. We named him Oatmeal. That's like a third dimension joke. Psyduck to Quackers to Quakers to Quakers Oatmeal. Then we went and we fought this child who I thought I could use Confusion against his Nidoran, but I think he nearly kills. I realized my level difference, switched into Wigglefeet, and because I didn't want to get crit by his focus, and he did some good damage, but Wigglefeet got it, did get poisoned in the meantime, and then he sent out a Slowpoke. So basically, I didn't realize how quickly the levels would go up, and I'm now in a situation where only one of my Pokemon, who is at 7 HP, and oh, okay, Torchic also has some potential here. I switched into Slowpoke to counteract a Water Gun, I think, but I can't really do any damage. I switched into Psyduck. This recording's going to be a mess. I apologize. I'm doing my best. I also apologize for the cursor on the screen. I'll try and get rid of that more later. Oatmeal almost dies. Wigglefeet's almost dead. Torchic going in against the water type, who thankfully uses Growl. And I think... I don't think Peck does anything because I'm not physically offensive. I have to use Ember despite it being resisted, which does a little more, still not a lot. Plus I was growled. I love having speed boost on a Torchic in a main game. Anyway, and then I started grinding to fast cut that. You might notice that I've run away a bit here. I think I left some in. We got some berries. I'm never going to replant the berries because I'm ideally never coming back to an area. I'm kind of plowing forward, but this is hardcore, so we'll see. I did run away quite a bit because when available, when I knew I was going to be farming, I specifically went for things that had EVs that would matter, like speed typically, or for special attack, and I don't remember any of that. I had like a little sheet open when I was doing it. I don't remember what does what. Anyway, Swirly got Hypnosis, Serenade got to level 10. I think I was trying to get everybody to level 10 here. My level cap for the first gym is level 16. I figured that out later. So we do have some wiggle room, but we don't want, for instance, our starter getting to level 16 and then not being able to use it at all before the gym. In clutch situations where that would be vitally important. I left the save in for some reason. That's fine. This is for our next encounter, which was one of my favorites, Petalil. Not going into it expecting too much, and then she started to use growth on me, and I got concerned. And then she almost killed like half my team. Leech Seed is annoying when you're trying to catch something, because it's regaining health. This was a long capture process. I left it in, you'll see in a second, because she does a decent amount of damage, and the fact that she's gaining health from Absorb means I don't want to throw Pokeballs. But now Swirly's almost dead. I tossed a couple of Pokeballs here because they did not work. Swirly is seated again. He is down to 10 health. She is back up over half. I threw another Pokeball and that didn't work either. And basically I figured, okay, I'm willing to risk Swirly to get a growth Leech Seeder. But if the Pokeball doesn't work, I was gonna run. I think? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. No? Okay, alright, whatever. I misremembered. We send in Wigglefeet, who gets seated again. She gets back up over green health, and I just checked Pokeball because at this point, hitting her was dumb. So, we got Petalil, no deaths, named her Destroyer because of her record here. And then we moved on, I think. Oh yeah, that was me running away from a different one. Just left that in to be funny. To this bug trainer. I think I left in most of the trainer battles, just, because a good amount of them are interesting. Also, the music in the background is copyright free. It is music that I technically paid for, but it's just kind of like a subscription thing included with the editing software. I tried to keep it low. This was the lowest volume I could get it to, but I also didn't want the dead air in between my talking, which I expected there to be more of, to not be so bad. And this is just, you know, showing the fact that I had Oran Berries on my Pokemon before the gym battle was dumb. Both because they kept using them up in random stuff that I could just go back and heal, and because they got stolen multiple times. There were multiple Pokemon that had moves to eat my berries in the early game, which is pretty interesting. Feather Dance is much better than Growl. Oh, and it's time for the big forest battle with Team Aqua Grunt and his significantly higher level Purlian than half of my team. I grinded a bit, except for Petalil here, but even still, like, half of my Pokemon are below their level. I do have the 2 level 13s, but I was trying not to use the higher level Pokemon so that they didn't cap out quite so fast. I cut there a little bit because it is Pokemon, and some children might find this video, and I'm going to try to reduce cursing. But that aside, Swirly here is doing quite well with his Hypnosis tactic. He got about half health, but he's doing fine. He got Hyper Fang, which is clutch. I skipped there because I think I stepped away for a bit. I do that quite a bit when I'm doing this because it's not a live recording. And, like, you know, I'll go grab something to drink or a snack or something. And there we have it. The Team Aqua Grunt is defeated by a Patrat and a Starly, which is quite fantastic. They did great. This is just Psyduck owning a little bug. We did finally learn Confusion. I think, what was it, level 10 or level 11? Level 11, going great. Destroyer got another level. Kricketot came out trying to use Bide, but I put it to sleep, so it really doesn't matter. And theoretically, these early battles shouldn't be too difficult in a normal Pokemon game. In a game like this, they can steal your berries and other annoying things. This is later on. This is against a fighter trainer. Just scummy tactics, leech seeding. I think this one gets pretty close, and that's why I kept it in. I did have some close battles where I got down to very low health, mostly due to my, I'm used to relying on healing items in a Nuzlocke, being that this is my first Hardcore Nuzlocke. I think I forgot to mention that. So I played a little fast and loose sometimes, expecting to be able to heal, and then realizing I couldn't. But Destroyer wins, doing well, destroying things. So this is a quick overview of my team that I left in. We have the, again, higher defense, lowered speed, relaxed nature for our Petilil, which is awful. We have a lower defense. I skipped through this too fast. I think I'll go over it more lengthily later on, but if you wanted to look at anybody on your own by pausing it, you absolutely can. I think I was just giving a brief demonstration. I have let my cat into the room, who is very emotionally needy, so if she meows a lot, I apologize in advance. I did take Sand Attack there. I pass on it later when Little Feet evolves, but for now I didn't really need Growls. I figured I'd take Sand Attack. I don't really want to use Sand Attack, but if it comes down to it in a Hardcore Nuzlocke, I'm gonna use it. Like last resort, though. We fight the twins, which goes pretty well in general. Destroyer is actually pretty fantastic, generally. Being able to heal that much without items is vital, because I don't get to use items. And Serenade just is a Psychic type, and, well, it's not as strong as, like, say, Gen 1. Psychic types are still pretty good, I think. Fairy types especially are good. And Disarming Voice, very good. Just in general as like a base fairy move, like compared to like Flamethrower. Well, not Flamethrower, I guess Ember. Disarming Voice is great, it hits both enemy on the field. So she learned a spread move. I think I decided not to go with Endeavor because I didn't want to have low HP in general. Like, I'm not going to be using a Focus Sash in this Hardcore Nuzlocke. But, Disarming Voice, she learned a spread move in the middle of a double battle, which was great. Didn't really affect too much, but it's still funny. Starly evolved into a lovely Staravia. I always forget the Metal Evolution names. Again, game said, do you want to learn Endeavor? I said, nope. It said, are you sure? I said, yep. I want to learn it less now that it's a stronger Pokemon. Also, who uses a Float Stone? Ever. This guy's like, oh, when you're a pro, you'll use it. I'm like, no, I'm not. And also, why is Cut a missable HM in some random guy's house? This is me debating giving Swirly Cut because I don't play the later generations, and I didn't know the Cut was a Grass-type move. I'm gonna find that out, I think here, when I try to give it to Swirly and then realize that it's a Grass-type move, and then give it to Destroyer. Did I figure it out already? I might have figured it out already. But I replaced Mega Drain, even though that is my healing move, because the rest of my moveset looks pretty decent, and it is still a damaging move. And, you know, I expect to get better moves later. Plus, it's like a stab grass move. That's all I got. I still haven't figured out that it's a grass move at this point, by the way. That's why I left this in, so you can see me toiling over the struggles of, oh, who do I give Cut to? Which means I was debating giving Cut to Destroyer before it was a grass-type move, so despite the lack of attack, which seems dumb. Considering growth increases my special attack. I think it increases both, right? I don't remember. I don't remember half of this. I recorded this quite a while ago. I will be doing the recording. This first episode, as from the thumbnail and potentially the title, does go all the way up to Roxanne's gym. I will be recording the second episode soon, which means I'll be sitting down playing this game for like half an hour at a time, and then cutting down 3 hours worth of footage into this lovely post-commentary video that you are seeing now. God, I forgot how much Flail did there. Yeah, Oatmeal was in trouble. Again, I've been in trouble quite a few times from random Pokemon. Just hitting me harder than I expect, because why would you expect a Flail to do that much damage? I guess maybe if you knew the game better than I do, you would, but I don't. Alright, so I think here we are getting our next encounter, which is a Skitty, which I, again, really did not want this Skitty, especially when I find out after this immediately that there is a Shinx in the grass, which is just arguably, or undeniably, I would say, inarguably, a cooler Pokemon. However, witnessing the Shinx use Attract on me and then try to put me to sleep gave me a very cheesy idea for the gym leader, and so I was much more excited to get the Skitty on my team. Yeah, right now my only plan was Psyduck and now Skitty and maybe like Sandstorm. I have like 2 Pokemon weak to Rock also its name is Piddle Feet to go with Little Feet and Wiggle Feet. There's certain Pokemon I decided to go with the Feet name, the ones who have teeny tiny little cloppers. What even is frickin' what's Gardevoir's first Pokemon? Ralts' Feet. The little flipper thingies. Anyway, I beat the Ladybug. I guess I cut that out because it wasn't interesting. But I wanted to show this. Each trainer, I beat the Flabébé. Just each Pokemon that I had to face, because that's interesting. And I did give Flame Charge, or I did give, Flame Charge to my Torchic because I want it to be physical. Obviously, because it's firefighting, like physical Blaziken. This hiker did not stand a chance. This poor man facing this small boy from a town, like, who had gotten his Pokemon 2 hours ago, did not. It wasn't even close. They all were at least weak, if not 4 times weak, to my Water Gun, and Oatmeal kind of hits pretty hard with his special attack. Oh, that Larvitar, just gone, erased. So here I am getting my encounter for this cave, which, not to spoil anything, so I will wait patiently. Is a Ghastly, which is my second favorite Pokemon evolution line in the entire game, so I was super excited. Almost murdered it. That was a bad idea. I'm glad I didn't mess that up. So anyway, this Ghastly here is so much so the MVP of my team. You'll see. I don't want to spoil anything because we haven't gotten there. But anyway, I decided to go in here to get some training done with Psyduck, because obviously I knew I was going to bring him in, and Destroyer, because it's my water grass. Those are the only 2 I was certain of. The others were up for debate at this point. I hadn't figured out my team. I'll get to that in a sec. So Oatmeal here knocks him out, gets a level 15, no problem. I decided not to go with Fury Swipes because I'm a big accuracy person. I kind of hate inaccurate moves, especially in a Nuzlocke. They like just letting your Pokemon's fate be decided by whether or not the RNG is on your side sucks, and if avoidable, I prefer it. So I was a little bit confused if I had put a repeating image in there, but no, that was me actually beating the second trainer with my Torchic. I just cut it out because I guess Torchic annihilated. And here's the third trainer, just trying to use Destroyer to get some experience, but I don't think it goes too badly. Get the crit for the easy 2 KO. This man is 4 times weak and will be obliterated. He wasn't, because he's physically defensive. Never mind. 2 hits, still good to go. Everybody's getting pretty close to level 16 at this point. After this trainer, again, 4 times weak, easy peasy. Below half health, I really should have been more careful, but we're fine. Torchic evolves because Torchic reached level 16 at some point. I think I started training by this point. I'm already like grinding up everything to level 16. Of course, I'm gonna learn Double Kick when I get the chance. I got rid of Sand Attack because, like I said, I didn't really want to resort to that. And Feather Dance is still pretty good. Peck being some coverage at least. This is later on. Destroyer leveled up, and I went with Synthesis instead of Leech Seed for a more reliable form of healing. Swirly, I think this is each one hitting level 16. So Swirly just hit it. Xenon learns Hex here, which is very important to remember. Instead of Spite, because I'm not worried about PP. I'm not like PP stalling anything. And I think this is Skitty hitting... Oh, this is just Skitty hitting 14. Because I think all I had left to train at this point was Skitty. And this is Skitty's road to level 16. Just a slog. Because, I mean, Disarming Voice did help out a lot. But as it is normally, not so much. So yeah. The entire team, I believe, is level 16. I immediately took Psyduck and Petalil because water and grass type. It was a pretty much closed bet. Now, it didn't occur to me for a second to realize that the top left 2 are weak to rock, so I should probably take the other 3. I left Skitty in my party. I don't think I meant to, but I do end up taking Skitty because of Sing and Attract. And I planned on comboing Sing with Hex to get some good damage off of Xenon. And this is where I realize I'm dumb, and I like have 5 Pokemon in my party. So debating between Wigglefeet, Combuskin, I was debating on, did I want the Intimidate option, or did I want the fighting attack, you know, the stab there. Patrat was not really viable because I have Sing in the back, I don't really need Hypnosis. I did take Staravia for the Intimidate. So we have Psyduck here, who has a minus speed plus attack, which is awful. All of my natures suck. He's got Confusion Water Gun mainly. That's kind of his go-to here, but we have Skitty with Attract, Sing, Disarming Voice is not really going to be used. Again, higher attack, lower speed. My natures all suck for all my Pokemon, but, you know, you take what you can get. Normalize makes Disarming Voice normal, which makes it stab, which is good. If Skitty were more of a offensive type, it is not. I don't know why I held so long on this, but I'm going to leave it in. So, just to give you time to catch up with everything that has occurred in the game so far. Just, you know, giving a nice overview of the fact that Disarming Voice can't miss, which is pretty cool. And if enemies later have Substitute, that'll come in pretty handy. Is Sing less accurate than Hypnosis, or is it the same accuracy? I'm not sure. I don't know why I keep showing that. Alright, Psyduck, Skitty. Then we have Destroyer here, plus defense, minus speed. Awful. Basically the same moveset as before. Leech Seed replaced with that. I already talked about Hex, Clear Smog, of course, for stab. Look at that special attack. 40 special attack, plus attack minus, or no, plus speed minus attack. This is going to be the best boy. Xenon is going to be our champion. He's got a boosted speed, he's got special attack. He's just going to do great. We did end up with Magical Leaf on Serenade for coverage, but it's basically just like a special attacker. The way I recorded this is a little wonky. Anyway, plus attack minus speed again, which is, again, the worst. And then we have plus defense and, I think, minus special attack. I don't know why I go... Alright. Staravia's there for Intimidate, that's about it anyway, so that's fine. So here is our Roxanne Attempt. I did cut away a lot because I sat with this battle and, like, looked at stuff on the side screen over here, and walked away, so there is a lot of cutting at points just because like the screen was standing there for a while. So we start with Psyduck and a water gun, immediately lose over half our health to one hit from this Archon, but thankfully the Oranberry came in pretty clutch, so I knew I could live another one. Not a crit though, but this thing does a lot of damage. I went for another water gun to try and get it out. We get Storm Drained, which boosts its special attack, which does not look good. So I don't really this thing's always bugged me with its lack of weaknesses. It gets a crit in the middle of it. We use the Oranberry again. We hit the Attract right out the gate, which is great. It did get immobilized, and then we sang it to sleep. And all is going according to plan. I couldn't be more thrilled. And then I switched out to Xenon to go in for some hexes because Xenon has the highest special attack out of any level 16 creature ever. Because that does so much. She did use the super potion. We just hexed again. It still didn't wake up, thankfully. I think we're faster anyway. Xenon's pretty fast. Oh, I also have this in set mode. I forgot to mention that. So we have Tyrantrum. We switch out into Wigglefeet to lower its attack because I don't have much that can live. And then, again, I cut for a while there, but basically I intimidated it again so that I took less damage to my Ralts and then did the Disarming Voice. The Destroyer Nosepass battle is a 1v1 that's pretty cool. A lot of synthesis, a lot of growth, back and forth, so I cut that out. And basically, he would like lock on and Zap Cannon, which does hardly anything. I did eventually get paralyzed, which significantly slowed down the process. He usually went for Zap Cannon, didn't go for Magnitude very much, I guess because it's less reliable. He got a crit in the middle of there, which used up my Oranberry, but still going fine. After a while, he hit the Magnitude 7, which only did 5. I go for cut, one growth too soon so that I did not one-shot him, leaving my Petalil quite damaged, in between these Pokemon. So we get Anorith here. Again, like, Rock Bug is such a weird typing to me. So I switched to Wiggle Feet to Intimidate. It uses Bug Bite. Again, it stole my berry. I was just going for the same strategy that I used on Tyrantrum / that I used on Mareep, because he does a lot of damage. So I think I switched out again for another Intimidate, trying to lower his attack enough despite the stones, which I just got lucky there. I was willing to sacrifice Staravia in this situation. But Piddlefeet goes for the Attract. Piddlefeet is the perfect gender for this gym, apparently, which is amazing. And then we sing again. It is asleep. We switch in, although there is a sandstorm happening now, which is great. We switch in. I forgot to mention that the stones were set up by Nosepass. Hex here does an incredible amount of damage. Still does not one-shot, not quite. Which is why you don't over-level for gyms, because it would have one-shot, and that would have changed the dynamic. But it was a low roll, and the high roll gets us the one-hit KO. Xenon gets to level 7. We're not going to learn Curse, because we're not going to kill ourselves. Why would we do that? Xenon's the best. We're not going to learn Curse. Go ahead. And I think... No. Archaeops is still alive. Right. And Omanite. Oh, I forgot about Omanite. So Omanite is actually a very strong special attacker. Half my team is nearly dead. So I just try to go for the paralysis off of Lick to boost Hex. I got it, luckily. His weak armor did increase his speed, and Icy Wind does a lot of damage, decreasing my speed. Popped the Oran Berry, which I'm glad I got all those. Hex one-shots, I guess because it was physically defensive. And then I figured that Hex here would be enough to like take him down from half health. And it was. Xenon single-handedly took out like 4 of the Pokemon. Well, okay. Skitty did its part in singing and attracting. Let it not be said that Skitty did not provide valuable support to Xenon, but Xenon was the MVP of the team. 100% Xenon's way cooler to like as a Pokemon in general. And that was Roxanne. Got out with a nearly dead party, but no actual deaths. 2 of them really should be dead. Wiggle Feet should be like obliterated, and Oatmeal should have died, I think. But we got lucky, and I will take it, and then we will move on to the next gym, where I'm sure something's gonna die in grinding, because, like, my Pokemon seem to be really fragile for some reason. They have boosted defense. That might have been... I think Staraptor actually has a plus defense. I'm not positive, but I think it has a plus defense, and that might have been the difference in the stats. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.